How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to some more Mario stuff. Today we're doing Forest World 7-5, which will probably eventually bring us into whatever the next world is, assuming that there is an 8th world, and it's also going to be a water level. But this video is going to be a little bit different because it's going to probably be on the shorter side, though I can make no promises about that. It might go a little bit longer than I think, but I think it's going to end up clocking in under 10 minutes, which is usually pretty short for the channel. Usually stuff is around or at least over 10 minutes, especially for Mario videos. They've been coming in at around 25 minutes or so or more with the last couple of episodes. But I'm only going to be talking about pretty much one thing today, and like I said, it could kind of spiral out into something that's a little bit longer, but I want to talk a little bit about where I've been at recently, because that's been the hot topic among some people. I'm sure people are wondering, but recently I've been uploading quite a bit less. I haven't been as active on my own channel as I usually have, and for those of you who don't know how active I usually am on the channel, I usually upload every day, multiple videos a day. And recently I've only been uploading probably about once every 2 or 3 days, and there have been probably like 2 or 3 videos that go up on whatever days I've been uploading. And pretty much people are wondering, you know, what's going on and if I'm okay and whatnot. And for the most part, like I said, I made probably at least one video or more about the beginning of the year. There was a vlog video specifically that I made where I just talked about how the year had started off pretty unluckily, and that I was having issues that were not really fun to deal with, and it kind of bit into my mood a little bit. And I mean, that's pretty much been over with. Like, I'd say that probably the first 3 or 4 months had most of those problems, and most of those are either fixed now or in the process of being fixed. The whole thing with some birth records that were a little bit incorrect. Like, I was trying to get my license moved over from Illinois to Colorado, because apparently they're really big fucking dicks about it in Colorado for whatever reason. They really don't like people from other states moving here and then not getting their license changed over. So I tried to do that, but I couldn't do it because you know, one of the said documents is screwed up. But I have other documents that proves, like, hey, this is my actual identity. Hey, how's it going? And I have a Yoshi, so fuck you. But they didn't take it, and then it just led to big problems and a bunch of unnecessary stress, because I needed to change my license over for some specific things that I couldn't do, and I still don't have it, but I figured out the solution to one of the problems without having to get all that swapped over. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff hasn't really been an issue. More so lately, like, whenever I would make a vlog in the past couple of years, people would always tell me, you know, oh, Shames, you look really tired. You look like absolute shit. You should take a break. I never really took a break because I never really wanted to take a break. Most of this was usually when I was still working at Target, but even after I stopped working at Target, I would spend a lot of time on recording videos. And like I've always said, granted, these aren't the hardest videos to make. I mean, it's mostly just me playing a game with no special editing and stuff like that, but it still takes time, especially with the amount that I used to upload. It took a lot of time, and it wasn't like, you know, I had to be skillful at editing, and that's where the bulk of the time was coming from. It was just, I was uploading and recording so much, and rendering stuff out and babysitting stuff on YouTube, that took a lot of time, and generally I wouldn't get as much sleep as I would want, but that's all a pretty moot point. Oh wow, I actually collected all the star coins. Holy shit. That's probably the 3rd time in Mario hack history that's happened, I would have to say. But recently, I don't know, I've just wanted to kind of take a break, like within oh shit, I accidentally rebound, sorry. There you go. I've been doing this for probably about a little over 4.5 years. I started in October of 2008, and it is currently May, almost June of 2013. So I've never really taken a break. Aside from, there was one point, I want to say a couple months, this is something that probably nobody will even remember, like, oh, I wanted to listen to the music, sorry. Probably, I want to say in December of 2008, my computer kind of took a nasty dive, and it was pretty much, well, we had an electrical, we actually didn't have an electrical storm. What happened is that we had, oh, that was cool, we had some low-lying cables. They were like low-hanging cables, like they weren't as high up as they should have been. But I lived in a part of the neighborhood that you shouldn't have had very big vehicles going through anyway. But unfortunately, a semi-truck came through the neighborhood one day, and it ripped the electrical wires off of our house, and that ended up frying my computer's power supply. So I had to get that replaced. But back in 2008, I was working at Target. I wasn't making money for YouTube stuff, and this was a major issue. So I want to say probably about 2 weeks, a month went by before I was able to get back into the action, and that was probably the longest break that I've ever taken, and it wasn't even really because I wanted to take one. So that was really unfortunate. I could have the dates and the time messed up, but I know for a fact that at some point early on, my computer kind of went to hell because some dumbass in a semi came through a residential neighborhood that wasn't really equipped to deal with semis, and he ripped a bunch of cables off the house, and it ended up screwing up my power supply. I also need to make sure that I don't go through the infinite tube of doom. I fucking hate these things. So it's kind of been a combination of, you know, me just kind of wanting to take a break and play games for, you know, funsies and not have to worry about trying to be entertaining and trying to do whatever. I've just been kind of playing like a lot of old games, a lot of games that I never recorded for the channel, just kind of on my own. A lot of these games have been games that I maybe have gone up on the channel before, and I've just been playing through them again just to kind of have fun with them or whatever. But for the most part, they're just really shitty games. One game comes to mind, Jericho, the co-op squad-based shooter that is not co-op and not squad-based. Well, it is squad-based, but unfortunately, I thought the game was pretty lackluster, to be honest. It has a lot of problems, but I mean, nothing really bad has been happening. It's just that, for the most part, I've kind of wanted to take a break, which I think I kind of deserve one. I mean, like I said, granted, it's not the hardest job in the world, but sometimes you just don't want to do anything. I mean, I'm sure we all have that feeling, whether we're just in high school or grade school, or whether we have a full-time job, or whether we play video games for a living. I'm sure most of us feel that way. And also, recently, I don't really want to get into a wide explanation of this, but there have been a lot of things that I've been seeing lately that I just don't necessarily like. Oh, hey, this is more Donkey Kong Country 2 music. This is overworld music. Like I've always said, Donkey Kong Country 2, for whatever reason, had like 3 or 4 different variations of the fucking boss music. That might have, I don't think that was Bossa Nova, though. I think it was just like an overworld variation of it, but it was just really weird. And you can actually go through that, too. So there's just been things that I don't necessarily, I'm probably gonna, let's go in this one, that I don't necessarily like. Just things that have been kind of annoying me or frustrating me, and it's not really a big deal to go over it and talk about it, because I think that'll just cause more problems with people. Like, some people might get upset, some people might be sympathetic, and is this the way I'm supposed to go, or is this, no, that is the way I'm supposed to go. Alright. I don't really want to bring it up because it's just like personal annoyances that I don't really think people would really be interested in hearing, and it might upset some people for the most part, and that's death. Why is there like a curvy thing here? That doesn't make much sense, does it? Like, hey, let's put a hole that's, you know, it just kind of leads you to death, but whatever. And that's basically the gist of it, really. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'll get back into it and everything will be fine and dandy, but for right now, it seems like some people are kind of wondering, like, where the fuck I've been at and why videos haven't been going up as much. And that's basically it. Like, I kind of feel like I just want a break. I just want to play games for fun. And I have been kind of annoyed with some stuff that has continuously popped up. And I don't, like I said, I don't really want to talk about it because I don't really want to. Oh, cool. I have to ditch my Yoshi. That's good. That's exactly what I want to do on any given basis. Like, get a Yoshi and keep it for a while and then just get rid of it. Like, that's exactly the kind of thing that, yeah, I don't feel like getting that stupid star thing. Well, hold on. I could, I don't think I have enough speed. Nope, I definitely don't have enough speed. That sucks. So that's basically it. I don't really know what else to say. There's really not a whole lot of other explaining to do. I've also been watching, like, random YouTube videos and stuff, and I've just been kind of enjoying my time that I haven't really been recording very much. The good thing also is that there are a couple of new games that came out that I played on my own without recording. I had the intention of possibly recording these games, but I feel like I don't want to because they weren't as good as I thought, and that would be Resident Evil Revelations, and this is a different case in itself. What happened was that apparently Capcom doesn't want people posting the last 2 missions of Resident Evil Revelations, even though it's been out on the 3DS for like a year and a half, something like that. But it just recently got ported to the consoles, and they said they don't want the last 2 missions up. Regardless of that, I'm sure a ton of people already have that footage up, but you know me, most of the time, unless there's something that we have with like a developer, like with Borderlands 2, we actually had permission from Gearbox, and we had early copies sent to us from them. They're like, you know, yeah, go ahead, post whatever you want, and blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, I adhere to embargoes and whatnot, and companies' wishes, like the whole Capcom thing. They don't want their last 2 missions put up for whatever reason. And that would be the reason why I wouldn't record that. Otherwise, I would record it, because I kind of liked Resident Evil Revelations. It has annoying parts, but it's otherwise fine. And Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, the new one that came out, I really didn't like that much. Granted, a lot of my complaints would have been because of things that the Xbox kind of screwed up. But I'm sure a couple of my complaints would be non-existent on the PC, who knows. But that was another one that I wouldn't have really wanted to do. And that's basically it. But yeah, I mean, most of the time I try to adhere to like embargo dates, and if a company doesn't want... Why does this skip over fire? Whatever. If a company doesn't want specific parts of the game uploaded, it's kind of like, well, what's the point of me even starting it? Because people are just going to get upset with me if I don't finish it. That's basically it, I want to say, for the most part. I think we'll probably finish this level and mop it up. So this might have been probably an average length video, but that's basically where I've been. As far as I know, I'm not, you know, ill. I'm not gonna die, hopefully. Something could be wrong with me, but I don't know. But it's just been like, you know, I wanted a break, and some things have been kind of annoying me, but I don't really want to get into it. I'm sure people will make up whatever they want, and people will believe it, because I want to say, like, every couple of weeks something happens, and someone spreads some sort of rumor that everyone believes about me. Like, one time I was getting a bunch of tweets like, do you have diabetes? It's like, as far as I know, I don't. Why? First of all, where did you hear this from? And second of all, why would you believe it without me saying anything about it? Like, I don't understand why that would be a big deal anyway if I had diabetes, but, I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't be optimal for me to have diabetes, but just like random rumors always sprout up, and it's like, why would you guys honestly believe that without me saying anything? But yeah, for the most part, I just don't think I would be having fun recording for the most part. Except in this instance, like, I kind of really wanted to record, and for the most part, I had to say something anyway, because people are going to come up with their own conclusions. But I try to practice what I preach, and like I've said before, if there's something that I don't want to do or I'm not having fun with, then I'm probably not going to do it, even if I'm getting paid for it. Now, of course, you're going to have technical people be like, well, I mean, even if you don't upload, you're probably still getting paid for it, because, you know, people are going to be watching your old stuff. It's like, what do you really want me to do about that? Do you want me to, like, delete all my old videos and shut my channel down because I don't feel like recording so that I don't get any money off of it? It's like, I mean, what do you really want me to do in that case? But I try to practice what I preach, and right now I don't feel like I would be having fun with recording, and I don't want to record stuff and not have fun with it so that people, you know, some people might not pick up on it, but some people would. You know, they'd be like, wow, Seamus is kind of different, you know, he doesn't sound like he's having fun at all, and I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I'm sure eventually I'll start recording more. Like, I have some stuff that I recorded that I didn't render out and upload, so I have to do that. But everything's fine for the most part. I just kind of want to take a break, and I've already said whatever I wanted to say like 3 times, because I end up going in circles on myself and repeating the same thing, because that is a nasty habit that I picked up from somewhere. Probably YouTube, to be honest. I don't know, but when we come back next time, we'll take on Fortress 3. I don't know what the status of recording will be. It seems like I put out a Mario video once every week or so, and if I feel like recording more, I'll record more. But other than that, thank you for watching. I will be back up to full speed, hopefully sometime soon. There was one other thing I wanted to touch base on. One thing I feel really bad about is that, like, right before a whole bunch of bad shit happened, I started the tier thing, and I've completed like 2 of them, but there are still 3 in limbo that have to be completed, so I'm sorry that I haven't gotten those done. I will get those done eventually. That is why I also have not started anymore, because I already have 3 that I need to get done. If you don't know what the tier thing is, I'm sure some people can fill you in the comments, or just look up a video that might have had some explanation, but I will get to it eventually, and I do apologize for not getting them done sooner. I know I suck a lot of ass, but one day I will get those done, and I will not start anymore until I start working on those. So one day I will get there. So thank you for watching. I will be back later to possibly finish this hack up. I believe this is probably the last world, except there's a tube after the castle, so I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. We'll see what this hack brings us later.